Hey guys, welcome back to another stream. We're back with some more Professor Layton. This is Wright, and I'm hoping today is the day we can get it done. I do think it's going to go until tomorrow. I'm not going to lie, just because I started the stream late. Yeah, I'm a bit of a mess. I'm hoping we can get it done. I can highly doubt it. We will load in. I think. Are we on the? No, we're not on the last chapter. I thought we were on the last chapter, so I don't think we get it done today. Wait. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot this happened. Well, the professor was to show it with decisive evidence. Well, nope. He's actually an Inquisitor now. We had Darkle on the ropes. I mean, we totally drop-kicked our argument into space. We just needed a bit more time. But then the professor burst into saying that he would be able to prove a speller is really the Great Witch. I do think. I'm going to change the title first of all. Let's change it. We'll make it a bit more accurate. Because I actually completely forgot that Layton is against us now. So maybe we can give him now. But what do you think? What do you do when you're up against someone like the professor? I do think he's intentionally making it bad. What am I trying to say? I think he's intentionally
Professor. But what are you doing?
Fighting this so the trial continues.
What am I doing, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, you were supposed to show up with some decisive evidence and save the day, Professor.
I'm afraid my only concern here is the truth.
The truth?
The truth behind the real identity of the Great Witch, Espella Cantabella. If seeking the truth requires
he
us
might
to
be trying to
stand
bait
on
out the
opposite
storyteller.
sides of the courtroom, then so be it.
I think this is a ploy. I don't think he genuinely
I
thinks
expect you
it's
to
a
defend Miss Cantabella with everything you've got, Mr. Wright.
The court is now back in session. Are you prepared, High Inquisitor? As long as I remain on the witness stand, I am no longer High Inquisitor. Simply, Darklaw will suffice. Ms. Darklaw, I'd like to just confirm a few things. A moment ago, we established you were in fact present at the bell tower during the time of the incident. That makes a total of 3 people to see it. It would appear that was the case. However, you managed to stay hidden from 10 different guards. With the help of this right here. Robe of invisibility. In other words, there is every reason to be suspicious of your actions tonight. Lady Darklaw, while I cannot believe you would deceive us in such a way, as you tell the court what happened at the time of the incident, how do you not? I don't know, whatever. Very well. Here he's got some. Darklaw's got to be manipulating these witches. I mean, how is it? Well, I say witches. Actually, maybe Espella is a witch, but she's manipulated Espella. She's manipulated Kira to. I don't know now. The town square was to be the parade's final stop. I patrolled the perimeter to ensure nothing was amiss. As I passed by the bell tower, a pair of small footprints leading inside caught my eye. I went inside to investigate. I had my own reasoning for not following not allowing any one of those vigilantes to see me. I climbed the stairs up the bell tower and saw the intruder inside with their back turned. I proceeded to apprehend them. You apprehended the intruder. While I hold the position of High Inquisitor, there are often times that I must partake in very serious secret tasks, unbeknownst to the citizens of Labyrinthia. One of those tasks being ensuring the security of the storyteller. Okay, security. As such, there is nothing odd nor suspicious about my actions tonight. We see. Defender, you may begin your interrogation. Kira's probably gonna react, right? Based on the fact that she's still here. Oh, I forgot one fucking life still. Nothing was amiss. You mean there was no immediate threat to the storyteller, right? Now you tell me, Defender. Surely you remember the final part of the story. You must mean the part about the storyteller's death. There's no possibility of changing the outcome of what has already been written in the story. However, there are still those who would challenge the story and make an attempt at changing the inevitable. That is what I, too, think. What's up, Maya? Did you notice something? You could say that. It's just look at Kira. She's been looking down in the dumps since the start. Alright, Kira. I honestly forgot you were still there. Not only that, she looks sort of scared too. You're right, we can't afford to forget about her. I wonder if Kira has anything else she would say. But to remember to question her the second I see it open. Yeah, we know. I'm gonna save that. I don't believe Layton actually thinks it's a spell. I think he's just trying to do this to A, prolong the trial, or B, get the storyteller to expose himself. Those must have been Lady Kira's footsteps when she snuck into the bell tower, right? Indeed. The granite time is quite muddy after the rain, so our footprints are easily visible. Oh, that's fine. Close that. Right, according to the Vigilante's testimony. Oh god. Well, the footprints of the foxes, but it turned out they weren't ours. That's right. Our footprints would have contained a mark where her stilettos had been. But the footprints I saw in the bell tower contained no heel marks at all. You stepped aside those footprints. Footprints on your way up the stairs. I said not to leave your own and risk being detected, correct? That makes more sense if it's her. Exactly. At the time, my main task was to ensure the safety of the town square. What were you doing? In doing so, it was of the utmost importance that no one knew about my presence there. Had the townspeople noticed your presence there, it would undoubtedly have raised some suspicions. Indeed, so naturally, that's why I did not wish to be noticed by the vigilantes. Therefore, it was imperative that I mask any traces of me being there, even if it meant utilizing another's footprints. Let's see. A clever tactic, worthy of the High Inquisitor herself. Again, it makes more sense if she's actually like watching them, but yeah. Is there something off by her testimony just now? Don't know what it is, but unless it's lighting up, because where's the speller's footprint in that? Starkle. Just know something in your testimony that's really very relevant to the case. The defense requests you amend your testimony. You just can't help letting that ridiculous imagination of yours run wild, can you? The Inquisition has no objections. Very well. The witness will amend your testimony. I'm gonna submit that footprint plan, and then maybe we say that there should be 3 sets.
Objection!
Okay, yeah. I guess so. What you have here is the sketch of the footprints left at the bell tower. Tell me, Mr. Outlaw, are these your footprints in the sketch? It would appear so. Is that not perjury for you lying, Mulder? I would never mean to offend the hard work of Labyrinthia's vigilantes, but tonight's task was mine and mine alone. Okay, when you put it that way. I can't help but notice a contradiction. What did you say? Starkle, you stated the following. When you climb the stairs, the footprints had no heels. The footprints had no heel. You tried your best to match your footprints to them as far as possible. However, if you look at the actual footprints that were left behind, but you can see, oh my god, why is this so hard? Why am I struggling today? You can clearly see that not only the heel is present, but also the entire foot. You were trying so hard to step on the footprint already, then the footprints in the sketch shouldn't have had your marks. I would have never gotten that. Well, that is very true. Although I do not think such a small detail is of importance in the long run. So now it doesn't matter, apparently. Fucking judge. I agree, it's a small detail, Your Honor, but that's not all I noticed. There was something very telling in Miss Darklaw's testimony. Jake, get it together, man. I've read like every line wrong. Tell him, you say. You're just such an idiot. I don't know why I'm already yawning. It's been 10 flipping minutes. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not even late. She stated that when she stepped on the footprints, that were already at the scene in order. No, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. She stated that she stepped onto the footprints that were already at the scene in order to disguise presence. Now, there's something strange there, specifically. Why were there footprints left at the crime scene in the first place?
Objection!
Oh. Mr. Wright. Mr. Professor? Tell me, can you share the court why this seemingly minor detail is odd? I can't exactly do that at the moment. You can say whether or not these footprints are indeed worthy of concern. If that is an issue, then what exactly are the implications? That, above all, is what you must answer, Mr. Wright. I do not believe you can assert that this is a blatant contradiction at this time. I'm going to turn the fan on to work. There he goes again, flexing that amazing brain of his. Oh, my fan didn't even work. Oh, it's not plugged in. Oh, okay. What is it, Miss Kara? Oh, it's nothing really. What the hell was that about? Well, like Kira definitely had something she wanted to say just now. It would appear the witness has enough to add. Lady Darklaw, will you please continue with your testimony? Of course. Anyway, Darklaw shouldn't be able to explain her way out of the trouble much longer. There's gotta be something more to those footprints, but what? I've had to say so much in these 10 minutes. And I can't read, it seems.
Hold it!
What were those reasons? They're related to protecting the storyteller. It was something I was to carry out at a particular time. Did you perhaps, oh my god, Jake, get your shit together. Did it perhaps have something to do with what was already decided upon in the story? The storyteller's words is absolute, therefore, any and all those who make an attempt to alter his will must be dealt with immediately.
What?
What?
Hang on!
Excuse me, Miss Kara. Oh. Witness. Ah, yes. Figures. She really doesn't remember her name. Why can't I read it today? This is actually, one, embarrassing, and two, just stupid. I can't read. Need to be even thought about something. Like, I know I normally struggle speaking and reading, but this is insane. Remember anything regarding the High Inquisitor's testimony? I'm gonna kick you. No, I'm sorry, nothing in particular. It's just, I'm a little disappointed in myself. Disappointed? I travelled all the way here to Labyrinthia in order to fulfill my mission, but all I managed to do is fail and end up being captured. Regardless of your own failures, Miss Kara, the storyteller did die as was foretold, did he not? Tonight, as the rain came pouring down over the town, I arrived at my designated location. Naturally, the bell tower was surrounded by guards on patrol. 10 to be exact. I was very nervous. She must be talking about the vigilantes. Just relax. You'll be fine as long as you're wearing this robe, I kept telling myself. Little did I know I was wrong. But none of this would have happened if I was just a little bit more careful. So, was there 2 different robes then, is what we're saying? Enough. Wait, also, yeah, I'm sorry. Are we not just proving that Darklaw is a witch because she used the cape to get up there? Right? Only witches can see it. Enough. I would be thinking more about a turn of your past crimes and less about what could have been if I were you. Have I just missed something? Anything wrong with Kira's testimony? Hold on 1 second. About your testimony, Miss Kira. You're thinking to yourself that so long as you had your robe on, you'd be fine. Yes, that's right. I was. So basically, you were wearing the robe the whole time you were on the top floor of the bell tower. Is that right? Yes, I had it on the entire time. That is until I was attacked. And my robe was ripped off by the wind. Miss Kira, the first time we've heard any mention of this information. Is that so? I think I must have just forgotten. Your Honor, perhaps we should update a piece of evidence in the record. Excuse me. Right you are. Lady Darklaw, please continue your testimony. See, we're just proving that she's a witch, right? Because we have this evidence.
Objection!
So the person you saw when you entered the bell tower was actually Miss Kira. The only problem is that it would have been impossible. What are you talking about, Defender? Miss Kira, or should I say the witness, stated that while she was waiting on the upped floor of the tower, she was wearing an invisibility robe. Therefore, there's no way Miss Darklaw would have been able to see the witness. Oh, you're quite right. Anyone wearing this robe becomes invisible. Right, but there's just one particular group that can see anyone dressed in this robe. And who is that exactly? Only residents of the Eldritch Woods are able to see the robe. If you're from the Eldritch Woods, then you have absolutely no problem seeing this thing.
Objection!
So, what are you saying, Mr. Wright? Is that Miss Darklaw here actually hails from the Eldritch Woods, is that correct? And that she knew this girl prior to tonight. That's right, Professor. What is this? Is that not too obvious, though? That's my own thing. Most impressive display, Mr. Wright. However, there is one detail that you appear to have overlooked. Where's Luke in all this? So I don't trust this. So something I overlooked. You say Miss Darklaw saw something she should not have been able to see. However, the truth is that there is one other possibility as to what occurred tonight. You just say what I think you said. It's rather easy to work out. Quite simply, the witness was not wearing the robe in the first place. What are you talking about, Inquisitor? The witness has proven her memory of tonight's events to be quite unreliable. I believe that by the time she climbed the bell tower, she in fact had already removed her robe. What? It is as you see, Inquisitor. As you can see, Defender, your assertion is mere speculation at best. The little witness here has been lying to the court this entire time. It's as simple as that. She's being mind controlled. That's enough. Oh, Miss Kira? Lady Darklaw, how could you? Oh, how could you simply abandon us? How could you betray us? Oh, there we go. Betray? Witness, what is the meaning of this? Lady Darklaw, you are the mistress of the Eldritch Woods. You were the one responsible for handing us our tasks. What? Gotta go. Get her, Kira. Get her out. This wretched girl is nothing more than a detestable spawn of magic. Her words cannot be taken seriously. People of Labyrinthia, I ask you, what am I, if not a loyal daughter of this fair town? No, you're lying, Lady Darklaw. When I was waiting up at the top of the bell tower, I was most certainly wearing that robe. Lady Darklaw, you were also wearing a similar robe, were you not? Don't you remember? What nonsense. I haven't a clue what you're babbling about. I simply managed to sneak right by those makeshift guards. It was, not the most demanding of tasks for someone like me. That's what I was literally thinking. Yes, you're right. That would be true. If you've been sneaking around by yourself. By yourself? Witness experience. Enough. Listen to me and listen well. Continue as you are, and I will see to it that this court is the last place in which you'll ever set foot. It matters not. The end is already nigh. After the events of today, I shouldn't even be here right now. Yeah, it's good. Saying that Miss Darklaw was not by herself at the time of the incident. That's right. Oh. Lady Darklaw was wearing the invisibility robe, and underneath that robe, that robe was a young girl passed out on her back. What? A girl? Could that be? Yes. It was the very same girl in prison inside the cage up there. That makes sense how 3 of them got up there with 2 sets of footprints. You mean... Miss Cantabella? Order! Order! So the accused was carried up the bell tower. My lord, there is nothing left for me to say. This is the word of the High Inquisitor versus that of a witch. Tell me, who would you sooner believe?
Objection!
Miss Doctor, you of all people should be aware. But this isn't a matter I believe, well not believe in. I'm afraid these are words that carry no meaning here. Yeah, gag him. The only thing that carries any meaning here within the courtroom is evidence. Don't you agree, Mr. Wright? Yes, absolutely, Professor. Well, now, things are beginning to heat up a little, are they not? Fine, tell me, Defender. Have you the means to prove this assertion? Do you actually think I can prove that, you could prove that I, the High Inquisitor Labyrinthia, carried the accused to the bell tower? In this area. I'm just so worried about having one life. It's such a dire situation to be in. From the looks of it, Lady Kira was supposed to keep quiet about Dark Lord's little secret. She couldn't deal with all of Dark Lord's denials and finally found the guts to chime in. Can't let Kira's efforts go to waste. I don't care what stands in my way. I'm going to find the truth. Your Honor, defense wishes to present evidence proving that Miss Darklord did in fact carry the Moronic climb up the tower. Very well, Defender. You may present your evidence.
Take that!
Something in your testimony just now that I'm not buying. That's the footprint that were left at the belt. I mean, I said this from before, but that's beside the point. I thought this was just an oversight and I was being an idiot. It is the fact that there's only 2 sets of footprints, I'm assuming. Well, 1. Did I not just finish admitting that those are my footprints? Miss Darklow, you stated the following. There was no heel on the footprints, so I ascended the stairs. I was careful to match my footsteps to them as far as possible. However, the reality is, footprints here actually footprints pictured in this sketch actually do contain a heel. I mean, something must have prevented you from being able to tiptoe along the footprints that were already there. Prevented? Oh, you mean? That's right, Your Honor. Darkle, when you climbed up the bell tower tonight, you've just been carrying Miss Cantabella on your back, is that correct? You remember, it rained quite heavily tonight. That means the stairs must have been quite slippery. With your 2 hands occupied carrying the client, there'd be no safe way for you to tiptoe up the stairs without falling. That right there is the truth behind the footprints on the staircase. Makes sense. Lady Darklow, you... Fine, I admit it. It was as you say, I donned the robe and made my way up the tower. But I was not alone. I carried both Isabella and Cantabella and her little friend up with me. Little friend up the tower with me. Little friend? Eve. That black-furred creature of hers. That thing is nary ever a second from her side. Oh, she must mean Eve. When I arrived at the top of the tower, I saw this girl already there and called out to her. I was very shocked to see the mistress show up in person like that. The girl's presence was an inconvenience, so I immediately put her to sleep. Believe it or not, it's just like I said, you said, Defender. I used what remained of Belduc's sleeping medicine, to put the girl out of the picture. That's when Miss Kira put up a fight and pulled this penknife, your neck cracked. That's right. So she's admitting it all. I'm gonna fathom it. That would mean this pendant actually belongs to you, Lady Darklow. Yep. Just have one question, Miss Darklow. Why? Why take Isabella up the bell tower? Why render her unconscious? And why go through the trouble of sneaking past the guards? Did she drug both of them then? What exactly was your aim in all of this? Ah. I'm in no way obliged to answer that question, Defender. Unless something's in the back of my teeth. What makes you say that? Oh, Streamlabs. Simple. None of this has any relevance to the case at hand, that's why.
Objection!
Miss Darkford, you rendered the witness unconscious and locked her up at the top of the bell tower. Say that's more than a little relevant.
Objection!
Never mind. Layton said there wasn't. Your Honor, if I may. The Inquisition believes the defense's question to be relevant to the current case. Professor, what do you say? It would seem the defense has forgotten a very important point. Namely, the point of this, Mr. Wright. Oh? The aim of this trial is to find the identity of the Great Witch Bezella. Whether or not Miss Darkfall locked the witness at the top of the bell tower is hardly relevant to the purpose of this trial. But there is one thing that is very clear. Neither Miss Darkfall nor this witness could possibly be Bezella. What? If one of those two were a speller, they would have no need for them to use this robe of invisibility. They cannot use any magic, therefore it is inconceivable that either of them could be the Great Witch. A rather straightforward argument, if there ever was one. At the time of this incident, there were 3 people present. Of those 3, 2 used robes of invisibility to vanish from sight. Yeah, but a speller was knocked out unconscious. So, you know. Right, I've kicked it in again, guys. Why am I so tired? You've only one person, indeed, Miss Cantabella. Ugh. With this in mind, the large question is, who is Bezella? Oh. I'm so tired. I haven't done a yoga today, that doesn't help. Is that not obvious? The accused, Cantabella, Speller Cantabella, is the only possible answer. Besides, the accused's voice was heard by all the townspeople chanting the spell Gramworm.
Objection!
I mean, yeah, it makes sense that Darkfall's not Bezella, but she's the Witch of the Woods. Which we actually said it won't be the same person, but still. Not so fast. Yeah, but to think these witnesses are extremely relevant to the case. Forget about Miss Kira. She supposedly took a one-way trip into the Pyre Fit of that. Hit of fire. What did I say? Oh, Jake, you need to wake up, lad. And yeah, here she is, in one piece, testifying that she returned in order to kill the ruler of Labyrinthia, the storyteller. Yeah, it seems pretty relevant, to be fair. And then there's Miss Darkfall, who rendered the defendant unconscious and proceeded to transfer her up the bell tower. So there's more than enough reason to investigate investigate who these two really are. Only to discover that they are not, in fact, the Great Witch Bezella. Oh, Streamlabs. Bloody hell. There we go. It's bugging out. I need to refresh it. If this kicks me off, then so be it. Saying there's a possibility that these two are somehow related to Bezella. The court will now announce its thoughts on the matter. I must say, what Inquisitor Layton has stated certainly does ring true. However, Lady Darkfall, I have one question I must ask you. What exactly are you hoping to accomplish here tonight? What were you? Yeah. I assure you, it was not my intent to deceive the good citizens of Labyrinthia. However, I must now reveal the truth to you all. What did you say? You don't think Lady Darkfall is in leagues with these witches, do you? Are we all dead? She can't be! She was the one that saw the other witch's demise! Lady Darkfall, are you saying that to your... That's right, my lord. I am a shade. Shade? Excuse me. What's a shade? Lady Darkfall, will you please tell the court exactly what you mean when you say shade? Half and half? Yes. Of course, I grow wary of standing behind this bench. I'll tell you all I can. What the heck is she trying to pull? Or testify about something that could possibly undermine your credibility? She pisses me off. Shades live outside the realm of those who dwell in Labyrinthia. To them, I am known as the Great Witch. Those that are put in the flames in the witch trials become shades, who live who live their lives in the woods. We exist to carry out a task given by our own mistress, the Great Witch herself. I am not a witch, nor am I a wandering spirit. What on earth? Hi, Mr. Darklaw. Do you mean to say not only are you a witch, but that you're the Great Witch? No, different Great Witch, unfortunately. Unbelievable! Hey, Darklaw's a Great Witch! Great Witch? Doesn't that mean she's Bizella? That's right! Lady Darklaw is Bizella! I do hope you have not forgotten that what we established only moments ago. It is not possible for Miss Darklaw to be Bizella. I mean, technically she could have just used an invisibility cloak. Inquisitor Layton, surely the testimony just now proves it. I'm afraid that in the heat of such revelations, you have all misheard this information. It is pointless. This is the extent of what the people of this town will believe. I believe the truth will become clear during our cross-examination. Don't you agree, Mr. Wright? What is he trying to pull? Defender, you may begin interrogation. My eye just twitched.
Hold it!
I'm so tired. I'm not even tired until I start streaming today. Great Witch? Oh, Phoenix wasn't there actually when we explained that the Great Witch isn't the same Great... you know what I mean? Yes, that's right. However, I am not Bizella. There's the Great Witch, and then there's the Great Witch of the Forest. The mistress of those who dwell... the mistress to those who dwell in the Eldritch Woods is dubbed the Great Witch. Even if I wanted to be Bizella, I couldn't. As the ever so charming Inquisitor stated earlier, I cannot use magic. Miss Darklaw, I have one question. No, wrong voice. Miss Darklaw, I have one question. What do you mean by live outside the realm? I mean just that, Inquisitor. We truly do live in a realm separate from this town. Now surely one as intelligent as yourself has worked out the answer by now, no? Perhaps. That remains to be seen, Miss Darklaw. Regardless, it is something we cannot discuss with anyone. It is something that the defense should be able to prove. Almost sounds like a challenge. By the way, Miss Darklaw, since you're not actually a witch, why do you continue to be called that? It is fun. Why am I so tired? To answer that, we must first discuss the true identity of the Shades. I need something to stimulate the brain.
Hold it!
They're saying, the Kira here right now is the Shade version of Kira from before. Oh. So, they actually do die? No, because Maya is alive and remembers everything. I was gonna say maybe she actually did die and then she just gets reborn as a Shade version, yeah. That makes sense what she don't remember. This girl has no recollection of her life prior to living in those woods. What manner of witchery is this? Why, this girl, Kira, the flower settler, was castrated to the flames before our very eyes. That's right, Your Honor. But as you can see, she didn't die. She crystallized. You see, there's actually a trick to the incineration device of the witch school. A trick. Once a verdict has been delivered, the court attendants will move the steel cage into position, after which it seals shut. So it is very creepy. I do not like it. It's just, that face is ugly as hell. Oh, Streamlabs. That's fine. Then, the cage is dropped down into the pit of fire. The bottom of the cage then opens, allowing the witch inside to escape unharmed into an underground passage. If what you're saying is true, Defender, then what of this town's witch-paging history? What has been the purpose of all of this? You and the knight have indeed been ridding Labyrinthia of witches, however, nary a single life has been taken in the process. That is the reality. Oh, God. But Jake, wake up. You cannot truly expect me to believe such a ridiculous notion. Johanna, it's true. Is that Kira? Johanna, it's true. Or Espella. Oh. Take a good... Oh, duh. Take a good hard look. It doesn't get more alive than this. Oh, it's you. I am me! Oh, she's adorable. I love that. Just gets an infant feeling. I am me. I am me. Well, it's actually my Faye, but your forgetfulness. What the heck are you doing? No one's gonna recognize you. Yeah, but now the secret's out there. Yeah, but seeing is believing, Nick. Now they have to believe you. Do you see? Are you satisfied? All those found guilty in the witch trials lose their name, magic, and memory. Then they're sent to spend their lives as shades in the Eldritch Woods. And the mistress of those shades is the Great Witch. As you can see, this guild too has become a shade. Okay. So she really doesn't remember anything. Okay. I have no more words to express my utter disbelief of the situation. So is Spella actually a shade? And then she doesn't remember anything. No, because I don't know. No. Because if she is in charge of all shades, there'd be no reason Spella's actually a shade. That's enough. Shall we return to the testimony? Why do I get the feeling things are going to get a lot worse? Give you order.
Hold it!
These tasks you mentioned. Were you acting on them? This evening? Yes. I was told to come here and become Bizarre. Wait just a moment, witness. Did you say become Bizarre? Why? How absolutely dreadful! Why would anyone given such a terrible task? Where have these shades come from? Order! Order! I'm sorry, I don't know why I was given such a task. All I can do is follow the order that I'm given. If I can do that, then I can return. What do you mean, you can return? Such is the nature of the shades. Neither human nor witch. There is an existence spent in the shadows. Theirs is an existence spent in the shadows. Each of the shades is given a specific task. Then, upon successfully completing such tasks, you're allowed to return to Labyrinthia as brand new people. But, Lady Doctor, how can they return as brand new citizens? Well, we already know who they are. For instance, we all recognize the former flower seller standing before us. Now that, my lord, remains a secret, but a secret that you will come to understand sooner rather than later. Maybe they're just lying and they don't come back. Simply baffling. Granted, it makes sense because we randomly just appeared and no one questioned it. The one who gives us our tasks is the Great Witch. That would be you, Lady Darkfall. I mean, oh, magnificent one. I'm gonna make my desk stand up. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see Bobby. Bye, Bobby. I'm standing up. I'm gonna like just stretch my legs while we stream. I feel like me standing up might help. Oh my god, fit check. I've got little birds on my shirt. Oh, right. We'll put you over there. Oh my god, it's like Just Dance. I need to play Just Dance again at some point. I'll play here. I think, yeah, that should be okay. Stand here. Move the chair out of the way. Ooh. Right. Right. Well, this explanation is wrought with much I cannot. It's not helping. Cannot comprehend. I request the witness add it to their testimony. Okay. Yeah. Head on. I can't see it, there we go.
Hold it!
So about these tasks, can you give us any other examples? A shade's task must never be discussed with others, no matter what. Weren't they? I swear they were all telling us their tasks. Like one of them was like, "Yeah, my task is to talk to her," which valid. It's like even though she just finished telling us about a secret task. Incidentally, do you perhaps remember when you arrived back in town to carry out your orders? Well, not really. My memory's still A little fuzzy. She has the silver bell, though. Which I don't know what that's about. Say, didn't Kima only just recently become one of those shade thingies? Still, I failed in my test tonight. Think of it. When Luke and I had our little run-in with Kira, I remember being blown clear across the marketplace. I never saw any explosives or gunpowder. Maybe. Kira's giving the test by blowing you to smithereens, Nick. Is that how they appear again? And we're done. Getting back to the test array. Sure, there's something here that doesn't add up. Oh, I would have thought I'd wake up a bit, moving around.
Hold it!
Could do my yoga while we do this, or I'll just do some stretching. Really don't have any recollection of your old flower selling self, do you? I don't. When the witch becomes a shade, they lose all their memories of their past life. They lose their memories? But why? And yet you still have some grasp of the concept of magic, do you not, Witness? Let me spell it out for you. Magic does not exist in the Eldritch Woods. Oh, but there's actually a lot of things back in the forest that I have not seen in this town. There are? There are things you haven't seen here? Like, really huge machines, that sort of thing. There's one that spits out fire at such amazing speeds, and then it expels these huge plumes of grey smoke. A machine that spits fire? Never have I heard of such a thing. Are you certain that these machines are the, of which you speak are not simply magic? No, now that you mention it. I don't think anyone from this town can actually see those of us from the forest. Can't see you. Could be someone with a robe. Oh my god. How could such a thing even be possible without magic?
Objection!
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. Miss Darkle, if I may interrupt for just a moment. What is it, Inquisitor Layton? Through your testimony just now, we have come to all understand the process of how one becomes a shade. However, Seven, you could perhaps elaborate on one additional point. Do I change? I do. I'm trying to move around to keep myself awake because I keep closing, I keep yawning. However, I was hoping you could perhaps elaborate on one additional point. Namely, what exactly is the purpose behind the shades? Okay, we don't know, If you wish to know our purpose, there are certain other things you must first understand. Once you've done that, the answer should become quite clear. Isn't that right, Defender? Purpose behind the shades? Rest assured, you will not get an answer from me. As for the saying goes, the witch is in your court, Defender. Sounds like Dark was challenging me to figure this out. Challenge accepted. Yeah. I saved 2 minutes ago. Thanks.
Hold it!
Circle. What's the purpose of the shades? Oh. As mistress to the shades, I cannot disclose the purpose of their existence. Well then. Since Miss Darkflow is unable to tell us herself, it seems we must rely on evidence instead. Evidence, huh? I do believe the shades could have something to do with it. That which exists in this town, but ought not to. What? Does that mean they exist but shouldn't? Well, Defender, are you prepared to present evidence? I don't think I am. Well actually, the defense is not quite ready, Your Honor. I don't think I am. Oh no, Defender. Oh. Surely you of all people are aware that how important it is to know your product before you try to sell it, no? What? But Baker tried to sell yourself as a defender right now. It's not. I'm not buying it. That was forever ago. Lady Darkwood, please testify to the court one more time. Get the objection finger ready and nail them with some evidence, Nick.
Hold it!
Okay, right, let's... I don't know. Something that exists, but shouldn't. Do I know? I should use the coin. I was born ready, you know. Something that exists in this town, but shouldn't. You know what you're getting at, Professor. I'm glad someone does. But please present your evidence. Yes, Your Honor. Types of the shades could be linked to the I want to say the fucking grimoire, but I think we fucked it. Well, it's telling me to present. The purpose of the shades could be to make this particular thing exist in the room. Is it not just the grimoire itself? Just dancing. I keep myself awake. I can't exit now, so I have to commit.
Take that!
I think that doesn't exist. The feeling is, no one is going to like the answer I'm about to give. I'll probably end up shaking this town to its core. But I've got to tell them, the truth has to come out. So, since I arrived here in Labyrinthia, there's no shortage of really strange events. Is it the fact that there's magic? You're telling me what? It would help if we had the grimoire in our fucking evidence. Not just the whole thing. How was I supposed to know that I had to just present any one of them? Fuck off. Guys, come here. No door, hold door, and no grimoire. Making random magic in itself is a crime, is it not? In this town, witches are arrested and made to participate in witch trials. Then they are sentenced to death by fire. But none of those witches actually died. I suppose that death by fire wasn't real. And neither is magic. It doesn't really exist. What are you saying, defender? It just doesn't exist in general. Okay. The Eldritch Woods apparently contains some rather large machines, unlike anything that exists within Labyrinthia. Machines that emit fire and produce large plumes of smoke. Shut all off. The citizens of Labyrinthia are not able to see said machines. This is like it's like the fucking Truman Show for everyone in fucking Labyrinthia. No, everyone's just living a fucking lie. Is that what we want? This sounds like nothing more than magic. Yes. Yes, that's exactly it, Your Honor. It's Darkwood. Magic doesn't really exist in this town. That's the answer, isn't it? Magic doesn't... What utter nonsense! It seems we finally arrived at the stunning conclusion, the secret behind Labyrinthia. Why are we here, then? Okay, love that. What? So are these witches just random women? Murdering random women, love that. Streamlabs has had a problem. What is the meaning of this? Means that all the magic you see in this town. Streamlabs. Everything. It's still that it annoys me because I get a video error where I get frame rate and it says that my mic's on mute but no signal. But I'm assuming everyone's gonna hear me. Unless every time it just cuts out in the beginning, which I don't know, but we'll see. Means all the magic you've seen in this town. More than an illusion, created by the motion of the shades. Oh, create and point into motion the shades. But Defender, the witches, we have clearly seen them use magic. Let us take a moment to think carefully about the systems employed with the shades. Systems? What is essential in order for a witch to use magic? The Flare Magica. Must possess the Flare Magica and must say an incantation in order to cast a spell. And the spell able to cast the determined by the Scepter's magic gems. So does that mean every witch is a liar? Because does that mean Grail is just lying to us the whole time? No. What do you think is the purpose of placing such requirements on the use of magic? What do you mean purpose? These requirements are not there to allow the user to cast magic. Rather, the reality is they are there to inform the shades of who should be using magic. It's possible that witches were always being closely observed by shades. That's why they donned these robes, to appear hidden until they needed to create magic. Create? Indeed. There are all kinds of spells within this tome. It'd be quite troublesome if they were simply allowed to use any spell at will. Yeah, it would make the Shade's job that much more difficult for sure. Precisely so. That is why it's imperative that a certain restriction be placed on the use of magic. The 2 gems. Ah, referring to the Flare Magica, right, Professor? Of course. No wonder the scepter could only contain 2 magic gems. And then, there's the incantation. What would happen if a witch could simply whisper the incantation quietly to herself, not even say it at all? Boy, that'd be so cool. I'd be casting spells all day long, and no one would ever see it coming. Oh yeah, we spent the entire trial proving that you weren't a witch, remember? The witches didn't give some sort of signal. There would be no way for the shades to have known when to cast the spell. Right you are, Mr. Wright. The incantations were a way of telling the shades when the witch was ready to use magic. What on earth? Never did I hear these requirements could have such a purpose. Okay. Now, let's think back to the previous events leading up to today, that have involved magic. The first encounter with magic was the use of the spell Igniz a few nights ago. A spell like this. There's nothing more flames spewed from a machine being used by the shades. That means Demir. Long we've custody this Demir, no doubt. It's been this room. Next, the instant with Golden, the spell that transmuted me into a gold set. Yep. While I was I understand this may sound a bit absurd, I can always surmise. The shades created a gold statue in my image, took me and left it in my place the instant the incantation was uttered. That's what I've been saying! I always had a feeling that Goldor specifically had something with the Professor, because of when Maya was like, oh, you're not gold anymore, and he was like, what do you mean? Like, it wasn't like a shit, like last thing I remember I was being attacked. He was like, oh, I guess I've been turned to gold. Like, he was kind of like, never really thought he had actually turned to gold. Professor, it's no more absurd than anything else that's happened so far. We therefore conclude that all of the magic in the labyrinth here was created in a similar vein. I want to know about Godor, because how the hell has Grail reached through the wall then? What do you say to that, Mr. Arkle? No! Oh my god. It's like they explained the 3 easiest ones, and then like, this, oh, well this one, yeah, I guess you just bring a fucking animal in, wouldn't you? Like, Godor, specifically green walls, do they have to like knock down the wall and that you put your hand through? I'd expect nothing less from you, Mr. Layton. At any given time, there was between 5 and 10 witches in town. All of the witches were accompanied by shades at all times. It was easier than you think, you see. The shades live in Eldritch Woods, totals in the hundreds. This is simply a matter of having each of the shades operate in shifts in order to watch over each of the witches within the town. We must see, Lady Darkle. That is quite a number of shades. Shades don't do magic. Interesting. Oh, so Kira's memory's just wiped? And she's not a witch anymore. Okay. It's not the only... there's not only those who fell victim to the flames that would turn to shades, but their victims too were made permanent residents of the Eldritch Woods. Oh. That's why there's men! That makes sense. Yep. Those two shades fused from before were turned into shades. Exactly. Ah yes, you mean Robs and Mugs. Despite their dubious appearance, those two are a couple of my best shades. You fused them into shades. Stuff true, the stuff fights itself. One cannot believe what I've heard. However, this is one thing I do not understand yet. And that would be... So it's just been explained. We have established there is no possibility of magic in being real. But replacing me with a gold statue, to give the illusion of transmutation, for example. While it sounds simple enough, I myself, I'm presumably almost misfit, have no recollection of this replacement actually taking us out. Hey, that's right! The professor got all blingy before I could even bat an eye! Next question, how and when was the statue created, let alone used to replace me? That is true. Same goes for Godor. Thank you. We called out the two that I had an issue with. Supposedly creates a portal between two green-coloured walls. Perhaps this is exactly why this spell can only work on green walls, Mr. Wright. No. Possible for the shades to get those portals ready so quickly. Hey Green, if we take a moment to think, we can see that all the spells have one strange thing in common. Right? In common. Yes. Almost as if some time between the start and end of the incident was unaccounted for. Furthermore, any memory I might have had regarding the incident simply, seems to have simply disappeared in the process. I've got it! Nick! It's just like what happened to Kira. She has absolutely no memory of her life in Labyrinthia but the trial, right? Yes. I do not remember this Kira you speak of. And, oh yeah, when you really think about it, doesn't it seem super weird how the shades are just able to return to town if they complete their task? Good point. Right, Maya. I mean, the townsfolk are bound to remember some things about them, right? Miss Kira had to here through a major hissy thing caught on his barbecue for being a witch. Eloquently put, Mr. Wright. Hence, we cannot yet conclude that this entire illusion was primarily accomplished with the use of machinery. Simply put, there must have been some way of affecting the memories of all those within the confines of this town. Missing time and lost memory. Now that is interesting, Inquisitor. You're correct. There is in fact a secret that lies within the depths of Eldritch Woods. Something that the people of this town cannot see. Something that can rob people of their time and memories. Tis the very thing that connects all of what you've heard tonight. Tis the secret of monumental proportions. And let me guess. Tis a secret that cannot be revealed by the mistress of Eldritch Woods, is that right? Yes, excellent deduction, Defender. Wow, this is actually insane, you know? This is interesting. I really didn't expect a fake town. I just thought the magic was going to be like busted. Witches' souls wandered astray within the Eldritch Woods. Till tonight, I thought that was nothing but a mere fairy tale told by children. I told you children. It has become clear that a seemingly large organization lies within that forest. The Witch's Court is the border between this world and the other world. That means, in this world, you're Labyrinthia High Inquisitor, while also being the mistress to the Shades in the other world. Otherwise known as the Great Witch. May I intervene for just a moment, Mr. Wright? Sure. In all honesty, there's still something that sticks out a little odd, particularly in Miss Darkler's previous testimony. Did you say previous testimony? Oh, I already pushed that out of my head. There was one vital truth that we managed to take away from that testimony. You can see my man boobs. You mean that magic doesn't truly exist in Labyrinthia? Indeed. Quite a vital, albeit shocking truth. However, there's one more truth hidden within that same testimony. There's something else in that testimony? Must check the court record. what as I can count, but I couldn't find a single other contradiction. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Wright? When there's no evidence left, we have one more weapon at our disposal, which with which we can uncover the truth. Oh, hey, Nick, I got it, Nick. Remember the witch trial? You can cross-examine 2 witnesses at the same time. Hey, that's right. I completely forgot. I didn't. It was so confusing why we just never brought it up again. Right, there we go. Being able to have a look at 2 testimonies side by side is bound to turn up a contradiction somewhere. And that contradiction should provide us a much-needed clue. I'm not entirely sure where the professor is going with this, but proving his judgment. Besides, if we're going to blow this case wide open, it's got to be worth a shot. Very well. We will now take a closer look at Darklaw's previous testimony. This is it. Miss Darklaw's previous testimony. There's a glaring contradiction between this piece of evidence and the others. Testimony and the others. Ready yourself, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Well, we got it wrong. At least we saved. We saved just beforehand. And then after all that, you still believe this fella. I know that's not how... I know that's how it works, the game, but it's funny. Right at the end, we just fail it. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Yeah. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's not even midnight yet. It feels later, to be fair. Oh. Oh! Wait. I swear I saved it way earlier than this. Did I not save earlier than this? Sorry, I'm actually quite far behind them. Shit. Oh, sorry, I'm quite far behind. Shit. I'm sorry. I swear I saved it way earlier than that. Later on than this. Oh, we can skip right through this now. Alright. Didn't mean it, guys. You know what, actually, I'm gonna check my film while we do this. Don't mess up. You don't actually, I'll use this kind of thing. And it's still bugging, but honestly, it's fine. I swear we saved later than that. Did I not just save? Oh my god, there's actually a lot. What? Oh my god. Bro, I swear we saved. I'll speedrun of this game now. Oh. I was just checking the time of if I've saved it, but clearly not. Okay, it's somewhere here. I think we actually got to here, right? Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm sure. I've said it again and again and again. I'm sure I saved before that. It's fine. Right, we got to here roughly. No, this is further testimony. Yeah, I saved here. I actually saved here. Right. Whatever. Okay, that's fine. At least I wasn't at the beginning of the thing. I'm gonna go for the other dark one.
Objection!
It was a knife. Well. All of that. Just to get it wrong again. You would have thought I would have read it better, but here we are. It's gonna make me play this whole thing again. I definitely saved, so... Well... Oh, this is a shame. No one's in the chat. I would have just yapped the whole time. I'm gonna put my desk down. Well, this is some BS. Right. Oh, I'm not even lowered my desk enough, but that's fine. Oh. Oh. Just want it over. If we get this wrong again, we're fucked, by the way. Well, time to check the phone again. Bit stupid I have to do all this again. Which one I save? Is this like a normal thing that happens? I'm literally just standing snaps to do that. There's no point in saving that. Oh, they knocked him. I didn't even know. To be fair, I didn't know it was Layton just hanging there. Why doesn't it let me save it? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. You know what? We're just gonna get it right this time. We have a 50-50 between Kira's testimonies. We're back. Well, at least I knew I definitely saved it, and it's just the game bugging out. I'm scared to make a mistake. I mean, if it's about the Great Witch, it has to be this one, sure.
Objection!
Thank God. Oh, when I heard his voice again, I was like, oh, fucked up. Your Honor, there's obviously a huge discrepancy between these two pieces of testimony. Mr. Arkle stated that she is known as the Great Witch. However, according to Miss Kira's testimony, Mr. Arkle was her venerable mistress, the Great Witch. That is correct. She was the Great Witch. Note, Miss Kira used a use of past tense. Past tense? I'm afraid my grammar is not as quite what it used to be. Let me ask what that means. Oh, yeah. Simple. Miss Arkle was the mistress of the Shades, or, as they also called her, the Great Witch. Therefore, she is no longer the Great Witch. She is not the Great Witch. Witness, is this true? It is as you have heard, reluctant. I relinquished my position as Great Witch in order to fulfill the objective of this task. And what would that objective be again? Repeat the assassination of the storyteller, Your Honor. Witness. No, witness. At the beginning of this trial, you stated that you came to town in order to complete your task, didn't you? What's more, you said you were doing. You're going to summon the fire dragon by doing it. Now, this task. It wasn't Miss Darkfall here that gave you, was it? No, it wasn't. So then, the most pressing question is, who is it that gave you that task? Who told you to come to Labyrinth and assassinate the storyteller? I cannot tell you. What? Right, Darkfall isn't the Great Witch anymore. Which must mean the mastermind behind this entire thing is. It seems the defenses have worked out as well. Sorry, you know who really gave Miss Kira the task tonight, do you not? No. I lay down. Bender, I ask you to enlighten the court. Josie, Eve. It has to be the storyteller, right?
Take that!
Please. The storyteller? Okay, yes. We want someone with authority and power to replace the Great Witch, someone who calls the shots. I can't think of anyone else better that meets those criteria except the storyteller himself. Preposterous! That would mean... Exactly, Your Honor. It means that the storyteller gave his final task to Kira himself. He was, in short, responsible for his own assassination. What?! Order in the court. But for what purpose? Why would he plan his own assassination? That I cannot say, Your Honor. However, the final chapter of the story does tell of his inevitable death. While he assigned this task to Kira himself, it is perfectly natural that he would do so. However, what is not natural is your behaviour to time Mr. Darkfall. What was unnatural about Heinrich's behaviour? Who wants the head of all the Shades? And yet, tonight you tried to interfere with the storyteller's plan. You rendered Miss Kira unconscious and locked her away in the belfry of the bell tower. That to me seems like an activity of someone putting a stop to his plan altogether. Indeed, Lady Darkfall, what would the reason for this be? What would be the reason for this such behaviour? Leave that to you, Mr. Wright. Based on what we've seen in this trial, the defense believes Darkfall's reason for going over Russia's tonight only be attributed to one thing. I'm going to see if anyone judges the case, but otherwise I'm going to have to play a long bit of trial. This plan was handed down by the storyteller himself. And Miss Darkfall was definitely aiming to put a wrench in it for a while. Maybe we should protect the storyteller. Protect. That explains why she locked Miss Kira, the big bad scary witch in the belfry.
Objection!
Oh, no. Oh, okay. So that's true, of course. You've seen that one a mile away. Oh, okay. I thought that was us failing it. Storyteller was used the Great Witch Bezella to take his own life. Instructing her to carry out the plan were given to Miss Kira. However, Miss Knuckle planned to intervene and change the scenario at the very last minute. That's why he was shocked that Espella was not being blamed. Maybe? Not to do so, right? Changing the identity of the Great Witch from Miss Kira to Miss Cantabella. Let's bring us to the current situation. Miss Cantabella on trial for the murder of her father at the hands of Bezella. You, Miss Knuckle, seem to harbour rather strong hatred to the storyteller, if I'm not mistaken. A hatred, you say? Yes, I suppose you can call it that. That's right. Behold my revenge. Did you say revenge? Starclaw, could you please tell the court of your plan of revenge? If you insist. The Inquisitor, and also the Great Witch. Long ago, I donned those two masks. Once as Labyrinth's protector, the other, its harbinger of destruction. In other words, I merely meant to serve him. Yet, I saw that to selfishly pen the ending of the stories under his own terms here. He did not care enough about me, or anything of the townspeople, to allow us the dignity of deciding our own fate. Indeed, all we witnessed tonight was the cowardly act of a man looking for the easy way out to end that which he could not possibly finish. He cared for nothing but no one but himself, hence the sudden sham of an ending. For that I will never forgive him. What do you mean by sham of an ending? The Great Witch Bezella is to be summoned, summon a dragon of fire and end the life of the Creator. She will then be put on trial and judged, thus heralding a period of peace and prosperity for all the Labyrinthia. Such is an ending written for this town and its people. It is not the ending I oppose in principle. Who would not wish a happy ending of their own people? My wise wolf on down again. I've done a shit job there, it's fine. However, the problem lies in Bezella's identity. Bezella's identity? As you know, he inside the wall of the Great Witch, this girl beside me. But you're saying that that was a falsehood, is that correct? You're saying that's a falsehood, correct? I knew Bezella's true identity. It is not something I can ever forget. That is why I went to the bell tower, and this is why I took the accuser. I did it to ensure the true witch foretold in the story was given the judgment which was due. The true witch? You don't mean... Let it go and move on. Yes, I speak of none other than Espella Cantabella. I'm so...
Objection!
Starclaw, there's a glaring contradiction in your statement. And what would that be? It's supposedly common knowledge that Bezella is capable of using more magic. However, it's far from the truth. It doesn't actually exist in this town. It's one giant illusion created by the shades. Therefore, Great Witch Bezella cannot exist either. That controversial statement. Hehehe, you fool. Defender. You really don't have a clue, do you? But wait just a minute. Is the Defender not correct? If magic does not exist, it goes without saying that witches do not exist either. And that would include the Great Witch, would it not? That's right! They've been lying to us this whole time. Bastards! This all isn't real.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, there is a fundamental mistake in your argument. What do you mean? I have but one simple question. What exactly is Bezella? She's supposed to be the head of all witches. Allow me to reword the question. Bezella is a mindset. Great Witch Bezella is the root of all disaster within Labyrinthia. Knowing this, what specific disaster might she have been the root of? That would be, let's throw something. I've been hearing Bazella's name left and right since we got here, but not once has the real Bazella shown up in person. Indeed, Miss Faye, Bazella herself has been virtually absent from the story thus far. But Inquisitor, did she not claim the life of the storyteller tonight? It appears so, Your Honor. However, there's just one more thing. Consider this. Which particular story is every citizen of Labyrinthia most familiar with? Well, that would have to be Legendary Fire, right? Precisely. So, surely you're not serious. As the name implies, that is but a mere legend. No one knows for certain if that occurred. As they say, but the reality is, what if there were still traces of that terrible fire within the town today? Professor's right, we've even seen something up close and personal. The library? Yeah, the very archive. You're indeed correct, Inquisitor. Littered throughout the town are burnt remnants of the fire most fierce. However, no one can say for certain what transpired back then. You see, not a soul saw what actually happened. Need them to have this straight. There's an entire town full of people. Let me see if I have this straight. There's an entire town of people and no one saw what happened. That was hundreds of years ago, right? Except for one particular person, yeah. What? There's one person who saw everything. Speller. I was speaking, of course, of the one responsible for the fire itself, the Great Witch Bazella. Yes. Yeah. All the people back. I remember it all of it. Speller, what are you saying? When I close my eyes, I can picture it so vividly. The awful sight of the flames engulfing everything that they touched. The scorching heat on my skin, the smell of burning cinder all around me. The large plumes of black smoke, the warm tears streaming down my face. I remember it all. What you're recalling now is the moment the Great Witch Bazella destroyed our town. Well, it appears my role here is finished, as for the rest. I leave it in your capable hands, Inquisitor. He's not on your side, love. Oh? Of course she vanished into thin air. She used the cape. She's right. These memories. The proof that I am Bazella. Oh, fuck off. Put it in the fire, I don't care. But spell it. Mr. Wright. Remember, if you will, what I said during the beginning, at the beginning of the track. Came here to prove it. Spell accountability is in reality the Great Witch Bazella. Why? There is still one more thing I wish to present to the court. Would now like you to call the final witness to the stand. The final witness? Surely it's the storyteller, right?
Hold it!
Ah, it would appear he has arrived. Damn! What look at that action shot. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I give you the trial's final witness, the storyteller. So that, he appeared. The man who died not hours ago. Before, and the victim of this very trial, the storyteller himself. Also, sure chose one heck of a final witness. Morning is drawing closer and closer. How is this trial gonna will end is anyone's guess. How much longer is left? I should actually head off. But that's annoying because I thought we'd be done today. But I'm glad I finished one chapter. Or one left. We actually, if I hadn't failed that many times, I would have carried on. But here we are. I'm still so annoyed about that saving. This last chapter, right? Surely. Epilogue. Oh! Oh, that's right. There's actually the epilogue. Okay, right. I'm gonna go. You know what? It's nearly midnight. I can technically for an hour and a half. Nah, I should head off. Right. I am gonna leave it there, guys. But wow. Okay, so magic doesn't exist. It's all a lie. It's all fake. Fake news. It's still stupid though, because it's like, yeah, like, who cares about the Great Witch? Magic isn't real. There's no witches. I agree with Phoenix. Like, who cares? Well, now no one knows magic. Everyone knows magic's real. You just live with a lie of strawberry. Anyway, see how it goes. I liked it though, it was interesting. Just annoying about the saving, but yeah, gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and also turn notifications on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at GVK403, where I post other forms of content as well. If you join the Discord that's pinned in the chat again, you'll find out when I'm live and when I upload, so you never miss out on anything, and you can also vote on what games to play next. But yeah, we'll leave it there. I'm gonna need to put a poll up because I want to do something cozy moving forward, but we will see. Anyway, thanks for watching.